Hey, fellow babies, welcome to the only show on YouTube certified by the FDA to be an effective cure for hemorrhoids. It's the 42 Show. How you doing, everyone? What do you think?
Just adjusting my hemorrhoids right now.
Every time I sit down for the show, I just find it so soothing. So let's see if it works. Streamlabs, ready? It worked again. Wow.
Oh, and it's me. Yeah, so we're going to go straight to Boeing. Yeah, ValveTech, a supplier for NASA, has raised concerns about the safety of the upcoming launch of the Starliner spacecraft, built by Boeing, by the way. The company warned against proceeding with the launch scheduled for May the 17th, citing potential valve issues that could lead to a catastrophic event. The previous launch attempt on May 6 was scrubbed due to a valve issue detected 2 hours before liftoff. ValveTech president Aaron Faville expressed concerns about the potential risks associated with launching the Starliner without addressing the valve issues adequately. They emphasized the importance of conducting thorough safety checks and re-evaluating safety protocols to ensure the safety of astronauts and ground personnel. Because the concerns were raised by ValveTech, after recent challenges faced by Boeing, obviously, the contractors responsible for the Starliner spacecraft. ValveTech has also highlighted a previous lawsuit involving a subcontractor, Aerojet Rocketdyne. One might hear more of them then. Raising questions about the qualification of valve components for the mission.
Wow.
Because there was basically this buzzing noise that was coming off the spacecraft, hours before launch, and they're basically saying, well, that means that valve is kaput. It's end of life. And they're just a bit worried it hasn't been fixed, hasn't been changed, and things could get quite fireworky if they launch that thing and it's not fixed.
Poor old Boeing just can't catch a break.
No, I know what's going to happen next. What is going to happen next? Or Dick's going to tell us what happens next.
Yeah, so if you give me a second to just flip to this guy here, Boeing's largest supplier regularly left the factory with serious defects, according to a former quality inspector at the firm. So that guy you're looking at there, Santiago Paredes, I'm not really sure, who worked at Spirit Aerosystems in Kansas, told the BBC he often found up to 200 defects on parts being readied for shipping to Boeing. His nickname in the whole company was Showstopper because he was always slowing down production when he tried to tackle his concerns. Spirit do say they strongly disagree, but they're calling this guy a new whistleblower. He said he was accustomed to finding anywhere from 50 to 100 defects on fuselages, the main body of the plane, that were due to be shipped to Boeing. Yeah, he said he find a lot of missing fasteners, bent parts, sometimes even missing parts.
Wow.
Yeah. And the FAA, the American Aviation Authority and whatnot, said that the government has been putting Boeing under a microscope through ongoing investigations because they need to demonstrate that they are meeting the quality standards and the safety standards that the FAA has set forward. They have a responsibility to meet our standards, but we don't just simply take it on faith. We're going to hold them accountable to do so.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. It's heating up. Poor Boeing, man.
It doesn't really help when you check Boeing's receipts and you find this back order of all this crazy glue that just bought.
Yeah. Where's the Velcro?
We'll fix it.
But I say poor Boeing, but the problem is Boeing's making money hand over fist, and they're more concerned with stockholders and stuff than actually making a product that's good for the freaking consumer. And this is rampant.
Hopefully the stockholders aren't flying Boeing. So that wouldn't be good for shareholders.
If you were a stockholder in that, you could afford to fly on an Airbus.
Private.
But it's terrible. Like, we make fun, but this is seriously catastrophic stuff. We got spaceships with people on them. We've got planes with people on them, and we got a company that doesn't seem to care. Not good. Yeah. Not good.
Well, the funny thing, as I say, the funny thing is it's not really funny at all. But, if a plane crashes, you go, oh, well, yeah, well, sorry about that. Yeah, okay, fair enough. But if a spaceship blows up on the pad, that knocks NASA out the game for years and years and years and years before they can get themselves back on the go again.
Exactly. Yeah. And NASA very much is a reliant on other people company right now with the retirement of the space shuttles and this and that and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Yeah. So, but aircraft news doesn't end there. It just gets different.
Yes. Well, I got a couple of stories here. They're going to go together, but there was a couple ended up. Okay, we'll go with that one first. Then a couple have been filmed allegedly performing a sex act on a British Airways flight to Dublin in full view of disgusted passengers. Disgusted. The shocking footage taken on an early morning flight last Tuesday from London Heathrow to Dublin appears to show a woman touching a man under a scarf. Ooh, must be a big scarf.
Or a little wee-wee.
Horrified passengers who witnessed the lewd behaviour have claimed the couple were constantly at it as the aeroplane soared across the Irish Sea. Farah, 26, who was on the flight with her mum and her brother, said... and she filmed the couple. Yeah, I'm so disgusted. I'm going to get my phone out and film it. Yeah, she said, I was turning to look at my brother every time I was speaking. Then I saw a lot of sort of vigorous movement in the other seats on the other side. They just carried on, which was shocking because there were children on the plane. Oh, think of the children.
We need that. We need the clip from The Simpsons where the one chick keeps doing that because it just keeps happening around here. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because there was a child running up and down the aisle who could have seen that. They wouldn't have known what the hell was going on. They really wouldn't. But it was just disgusting, to be honest. But so there's more to this story, but I'm just going to go straight to the next story because sex, that's all I ever think about day and night. Because a couple ended up with some interesting minor injuries after wrecking their SUV head on into a FedEx van while naked in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, last Thursday evening. Brings a new term to giving head.
While you did say while naked.
While naked, yeah. I
couldn't wait till you get home. What?
Well, the newscaster at ABC Local 10 called the injuries sustained by the male driver of the SUV as minor, probably some teeth marks in there, but I'll let you.
It looks like somebody. Sorry, dude. 1 second here. It looks like somebody's laying on the pavement with their pants down around their knees. Yeah, look. Between the cops.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Oh, well, they're not completely naked then. Well, at the time of the crash, the woman inside the SUV was performing oral sex on the male driver, according to Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue. Gonna get the jaws of death.
I was just imitating a bobblehead, Your Honor. It wasn't anything.
The report says the two people in the FedEx truck were also sustained minor injuries. Yeah, they were just having anal sex, and then that was all right. But I'm questioning. Well, no, I'm just not going to bother reading the rest of this. But judging by the images of a pantless individual surrounded by cops filled with pity and quiet resignation, the SUV driver might describe his injuries differently. Yes, and it gives you some description. Some interesting studies about having oral sex while driving, and don't need to go into that.
Pity. Look at the cop with his back to us. Look at the body language. That's not pity. That's amazement. That's bewilderment. How could you risk your life with your pants around your ankles for this moment, you useless human?
He's probably wondering how he managed to get it, because normally I have to beg, but yeah, it's not good. Not good, people. Don't do it. Don't do it.
If you want to have sex in a car, or at least the thrill of driving and having a sex in a car, get a steering wheel for your video game console at home and just play on the couch. Okay, come on.
Or just get your mum to drive the car for you. You just do it in the back.
Yeah, she's in the front. Why do I have to wear these blinders?
Oh dear. Oh, we have a super chat. Thank God for that.
Hey, we do. We've got a member shout out. Yeah, well, no, we got a member shout out message. Royal Castriata. Hello, my fellow Shilstanians. Hey, that's a good one. I like that. And then we also have a super chat from said user again. That's some hardcore anal collision. I love it. Good one, Royal. Thank you. Good call. That was funny. Is it my turn? Is it what? I'm already lost. Okay. Yeah, this idiot again. But the guy on the left, that's Cohen, the guy that's already been busted, and you know that orange idiot on the other side there, right? So let me just get this up here. Cohen admitted in his testimony that he actually wants to see Trump convicted. It took a little wiggling and stuff, but he admitted it. Trump attorney Todd Blanche asks, you also talked about extensively your desire that President Trump get convicted. Sounds like I would say that's something I would say. Cohen said, yeah, probably. Where is it here? Oh, you know what? It's one of those moments where it's that breaking news thing and it's changed on me. But Cohen went on. There was quotes in front of me a minute ago. I hate when sites do this. Please stop it. I will refresh it when I want to. I'm not an idiot. He had testified that for sure he was the one to pay Stormy Daniels the money, and he did it because they knew it would be bad for the election and they had to hush it up, and that's why he did it. And he flat out admits 100% that that's what happened. But then what follows is you've got is this the picture here? Yeah. So this is kind of like our Trump watch moment, right? So when the trial first began, his courtroom entourage was just lawyers and a few campaign aides. But as of this week, it's starting to look more and more like a preview of the Republican National Convention, right? So on Tuesday, House Speaker Johnson, the top Republican in the U.S., met with former president at the courthouse, giving him a smile and a nod. Then, while the trial was going on, he had to get outside and get in front of the cameras. I'm disgusted by what's happening here, blah, blah. He called it a sham trial and a disgrace. He said Trump is being targeted by his political opponents to keep him off the campaign trail. He even boasted about the size of the crowd at Trump's Saturday campaign rally in New Jersey, which actually wasn't massive. It was
actually all buggered off.
Yeah. Well, he started saying, "I'm bigger than Bruce Springsteen." Yeah, you don't say that in Jersey, you asshole. But it's turned into a situation where more and more of the people that want to be seen and included, especially some people vying for the VP role, keep showing up at his trial in the last little bit. They don't stay the whole time. You know, they usually split by like noon or whatever. But, it's funny to see because at this point, it is a platform for politics to anybody except Trump, who he's still trying to do it that way, but to everybody else is just using it as a way to get in front of the cameras when everybody's looking for a soundbite.
Yeah.
Because
nobody's listening to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it this way.
Yeah, they're all the little dog jumping in front of the big dog. Hey, Spike, what are we going to do today, Spike? It's just...
Go on, Dixie. Go on, Dixie.
Yeah, okay, here it is. That's the Trump entourage, right? There we go. Oh, I should have thought of that. Good call. So, okay, well, this isn't quite naked people, but it's still really screwed up.
Yeah, this is quite an interesting one, and going to take my time over this one because there's a lot to pick out on this story. But do you remember the days of TV when people would get gunged all the time? They have the you must have had it in America as well.
Yeah. Pies in the face and goops and stuff. Yeah.
Well, anyway, a man talks about the TV gunging and how he found himself quite oddly drawn to it.
Oh, come on.
He says in the article, while I didn't know it then, I just discovered what would become a fetish of mine for years to come, called sploshing.
Of course it is.
Yep, the term generally describes a person covering themselves with someone else's usually wet and messy substance. Hang on a minute.
Okay.
In order to achieve sexual stimulation or arousal. His liquid of choice is custard.
What?
Not man custard. Now, he says, I regularly spend between 40 and £100 weekly for women to cover themselves with custard to send me the videos. He says, at first I would feel embarrassed around others and try to watch it alone. But then I learned about the term sploshing. Wait for it. After finding a copy of Splosh magazine on eBay when I was 16 or 17.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm sorry.
They had magazines for it. Anyway, despite knowing I wasn't alone, I was always worried that I'd be ridiculed for my preferences, so I kept it to
Rightly
myself.
so.
Yeah. So I'm going to write an article about it. Anyway, he says by the early noughties, while searching online, he found a website that offered my first glimpse of producer-made content. They were making videos for people like him. He says around the same time he found a forum for sploshers, each with their own preferences on substances, i.e. gunge, pies, mud. And he says, I found my people. I felt at home immediately.
I mean, you could make a whole show's worth of jokes about this one story. I'm sorry to kink shame, but there's things that are kinky and fun, and there's things that are just ridiculous,
Well, this isn't ridiculous because he says, well, many were interested in being covered in all kinds of textures. I particularly found custard and coloured gunge to be extremely erotic.
If you can find an interview with a woman who makes a living doing this for people and sending out the video and stuff, please put the link in our Discord. I've got to see this.
We're getting to it. Anyway, he says, but once I started dating, I made a conscious decision never to confess to being into sploshing because I was always honest about everything else with women, about my sexual preferences and interests, but I kept this particular kink close to my chest and, rubbed it all over his chest, probably.
He must be taller than her, right?
Naturally, this always made me hold back in relationships. I always felt like I was being completely honest and definitely wasn't having my sploshing kink fulfilled. Ultimately, this is what led me to begin requesting videos from strangers. He says, I first approached a model on ManyVids who said that she was fetish friendly, but she said she had not heard of sploshing before. But, once I explained it, she wanted to try it. And I think what was most surprising about that, unlike her regular customers, I wanted her to keep her clothes on. He says, my ideal
Wait a
scenario...
minute. So there's no nudity at all in this? There's just
no
custard head.
No, he says, my ideal scenario is for a gorgeous woman to be wearing a bikini or bra and pants before covering them herself with custard. I tend to ask them to dump 5 1-litre cartons on their head so it cascades down their face and body. Make you look like a bloody rhubarb crumble. I don't know.
I'm going to retitle this to the Custard Show: the do's and don'ts of an old pudding favorite.
You can't just use custard. It's just people do not misunderstand that one. He says if that doesn't pique their interest enough, sometimes I'll try to sell it that the custard is actually great for hair conditioner and moisturizer. We've seen that story about man custard before, but he said
the protein.
He said, should they decide to proceed, they'll typically charge £4 a minute for a 10-minute video plus the cost of the custard, and I'm more than happy to pay it. Afterwards, I then asked them to send me the knickers they were wearing in the video. However, I learned the hard way to ask for them to be washed before sending, as once I had some sent to me that was still full of custard, and unsurprisingly, they were rancid once they travelled to the post.
Okay.
They might have been rancid without the custard. Who knows?
You know you're an idiot when ...
Anyway, he says,
I didn't want custard in them. I wanted it on them.
I want my custard in them. He says, just to conclude, he says, I don't just get off on women gunching themselves, though. I also like to splosh myself. Now, though, I splosh myself every couple of months or so. Anybody in the chat enjoy good sploshing? Just
why make a mess under your desk watching porn when you can make a mess on top of it? It's just
everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, your house smells a bit custardy. Ooh, dear.
Splashing's weird. Okay.
Great story. Yeah, he wrote an article about it. There you go.
Okay. So,
by the way, he did write a story, but the story was, presented by someone called Anonymous. He was proud to write about it, but not proud to put his name to it.
Yeah. Okay. So, a little update here, Ukraine stuff with everything going, being shipped over, and big aid packages and stuff. Here's a little news out of the U.S., out of Ukraine as well. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has promised Ukraine that aid that will, in quotes, make a real difference on the battlefield is on the way. Blinken arrived in Kyiv on a surprise diplomatic visit on Tuesday to underline the support of the U.S. Political wrangling in Washington held up a military aid package that was finally approved in April. Oh, man, did it hold it up. In the meantime, Russia had pushed to take advantage, launching huge barrages of missiles, opening a new front line, Kharkiv region as well. So the trip is the first by a senior U.S. official since the $61 billion support was finally approved. Blinken met with President Zelensky and promised U.S. aid would make a real difference against the Russian aggression on the battlefield. The reason I picked this article specifically to have a little Ukraine news in the show tonight was that yet again, more and more officials from other countries are speaking in terms of just go free for all with this stuff and do what you need to do. And don't worry about all this rhetoric we used to say before about things. So the quotes go on. The assistance is now on the way. Some of it has already arrived and more of it will be arriving. And then he, a little bit of political speak here. A strong, successful, thriving, free Ukraine is the best possible rebuke to Vladimir Putin's bullshit. I reiterate there. He said, adding that Washington is determined that over time, Ukraine stands strongly on its own feet, both militarily, economically, and democratically as well. Zelensky was, very over the moon about things. He said this is crucial aid, is the biggest thing that Ukraine is lacking is air defense. And he needs air defense batteries for the northeastern Kharkiv region being pummeled right now. And Zelensky goes on to say civilians, warriors, everybody, they are under Russian missiles, right? He's not wrong. I mean, we've seen the news, right? The tempo of deliveries to the tempo of the deliveries of weapons to Ukraine and the to reverse and help, push back this stuff is, finally being even more sped up. The U.S. is actually got somebody on the ground over there talking and dealing with them, and there's talk of more air defense, long range ballistics. Some of them are already there, but there's more coming, and so we can only hope that Ukraine has enough people that are decently trained and ready, because there's going to be a lot of stuff for them to use very soon, right? So, I mean, that's all good news. It's a bit of, sorry.
Bring the picture back up.
Yeah.
It's Zelensky saying, hey, you got a bit of custard on your pants.
But I think he said it in Ukrainian, so not to really call him out in front of the home team, right? So yeah, I always hedge when it comes to a bit of political rhetoric, but dudes there talking to him, whatnot, it's all happy part of the news, so I thought that would be good.
Good.
Yeah. So where are you now? This is fucking funny.
Yeah, but we're going to talk about Boaty McFence boat. Because look at that lovely boat parked in that yard there. That's what an unsightly thing that is. But wait, a California man who was ordered to keep his boat out of sight has had the last laugh by commissioning an artist to paint a realistic image of it on the fence that obscures it. That is genius.
I love this guy, man.
Local government officials told Etienne Constable of Seaside, California, in July that he had to build a 6-foot fence to hide the boat from the view of his neighbours. In a light-hearted jibe at officialdom, this is it's brilliant. It's art. Constable decided that. Funny, his name is Constable. He was a great artist. Constable decided to follow the directive, which said nothing about how the fence should be decorated.
That's right.
And asked local artist Hanif Pani to create a mural that makes it look as if the fence wasn't there.
I love it.
He says, I'm not a rule breaker, but I like to make a political statement as necessary, as well as a humorous statement and a creative statement.
Yeah. Look on the left. You can even see the gate is painted into it as if it's open, right? It's amazing.
It's brilliant. I love it. He has yet to have any contact from the city about the mural. They're probably like steaming. They can't do anything about it. But he said he considers it to be covered by the right of freedom of expression as enshrined in the First Amendment. Ooh, getting all political there. There you go.
It's a powerful amendment to go with in legal, the first, right? It's big.
Yeah, I know. The reaction is extremely more than we ever expected, and we're both just tickled about it, Constable said, referring to the stir the image has made on social media, where it's been shared many, many times. And, he made it to this show.
We could have talked about him just because of his last name and snarkiness, right? It's just amazing.
Paddy, who paints images across the Central Coast area, says, I'm a big proponent of public art in spaces that engages people in ways that reaching out and having conversations doesn't sometimes. Well, this is going to strike up some conversations with the neighbors, that's for sure.
Yeah. We hear he's got 12 contracts to paint broken old cars on fences now.
I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get him to come around and paint my house so it looks like the inside. So it just looks like shit on the outside and the inside.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
I love it.
I love this guy, man. That's the way you do it when somebody's being unreasonable, right? I mean, who do you care what I park in my driveway? Go blow goats, Jesus Christ. Speaking of blowing goats, puppy killer herself is in the news again.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So let me get the thing up here. What we have now is people are actually keeping a map that shows where Kristi Noem is no longer welcome in her own state. Yeah, and it's even bigger than you think, right? Because what she did was she opened her mouth about drug cartels basically using native and tribal reservations and stuff as a place to run their businesses so that they can escape law and stuff. And people are losing their shit at her, right? So she was banished by 2 more tribes today. So let's see. The Yankton Sioux tribe voted to ban the Republican governor from their land indefinitely in southeastern South Dakota. The decision followed a similar one by the Scythian Walpetin Oiate tribe only days before. I'm in a region with some of these names, and I do believe I'm about 50% correct. Noah was already banned from the land of the following 4 tribes over a comment. Rosebud, Cheyenne River, and Standing Rock Sioux. In March, Noam said during a forum, we got some tribal leaders that I believe are personally benefiting from the cartels being there. And that's why they attack me every day. But I'm going to fight for the people who actually live in those situations, who call me and text me every day and say, please come and help us.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So she responded
in a book.
Yeah. She responded to the bans with tribal leaders should take action to ban the cartels from their lands and accept my offer to help them restore law and order in their communities while protecting their sovereignty. I'm sorry, but that is some bullshit. I'll shoot my untrained dog, but don't worry. We're only here to help. Are you kidding me?
She's definitely one of those people that she should have always kept her mouth shut. It's like Boeing. It's like, okay, now everybody's looking into everything you say now and everything you do, and they're going to be reporting about it, and everything you do and say is stupid.
Yeah. No win situation now. But I mean, what a horrible human being. Screw you, baby.
Yeah.
Well,
silly bitch.
You
got a super chat?
Oh, okay. Yeah, we do. We got it from Royal Castriata again. $10 super chat again as well. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Let's hope Kosovo and Serbia don't go to war with each other. If that happens, it will derail support for Ukraine. There is a possibility that could derail support for Ukraine, but I think at that point, the Ukraine community would double down even harder on making their voice heard to ensure that the same equal level of governmental support comes out of their respective countries. I know I would, that's for sure. So keep that in mind, right? Right? So, have you ever seen, are you doing the car?
Oh, do the cow.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anything like that?
Yes, look out. It's the Rozzers in their rollers. The Miami Beach police could be riding a new set of wheels soon as the department unveiled the world's first police luxury car. God's sake. The department announced the first Rolls Royce on Thursday afternoon. The new set of wheels is a part of an effort to get people to join the police force. Well, 2 people can get in that, I think. You have to spend an awful lot more to get more people in. But this top of the line, this is the best you can get as far as it relates to vehicles. The police department is the best there is in the country, said Miami Beach Police Chief Wayne Jones. Recruiting police officers in this country today is a difficult thing to do. Using this car to help us do recruitment is going to be great.
Oh, look at the great car you get to drive. Here's a piece of shit Chevy Capri.
Yeah, I know. It's just going to be on show. The car was made in collaboration with Brownman Rolls-Royce Miami. Yeah, so just put some stickers on it, but probably put a wrap on it. So they can.
I thought you were going to say it was like, obtained due to proceeds of crime, and then, boom, away they go. Like, why not?
Right?
Funny.
That would be funny. That's what Miami Vice do, isn't it? I've seen the show. That's what they do.
Yeah. What's that
That's where
guy?
all
You
that
know,
Ferraris
pretty
come
guy
from.
with the hair, right? You know?
Yeah. Don Johnson. That's how he got the Ferrari, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Funny thing, Testarossa, shitty car to drive in a city to be a cop. That's ridiculous. It's a Grand Tour. It's a highway car. Morons. Anyway, well, but yeah, this is a joke too, because the entire interior of a roller would have to be ripped apart to make it a cop car. And in doing so, you've just reduced it to the BMW 7 Series chassis it is underneath. So why bother?
Yeah. You're taking all that lovely walnut interior and drilling holes in it to attach your radio to it. Like,
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah.
Or maybe Rolls Royce. It's a Rolls Royce gun rack in there. Like a. It's got shotguns with like little Rolls Royce emblems on them. And everything. It just matches.
Oh,
Goes with the champagne glasses in the back.
Yeah. Because they are innocent until proven guilty. So,
Yes. Would you like a drink, sir?
Yeah. But in a thing, sometimes the past predicts the future in strange ways. Well, Rick Moranis and crew predicted the future. Because what's going on here is the world's largest planet-designed vacuum to suck pollution out of the atmosphere is now in operation in Iceland. So yes, Mega Maid from Spaceballs is a freaking reality. Right? But, not to totally make fun, but it's all driven by Iceland's overabundant geothermal energy and whatnot. And it literally just sucks air in and filters pollution and puts the air back out. And because they really, after building it, the only cost besides like people, energy is all free, is the filtering and stuff. It's not actually all that bad considering what you can gain from it. I just don't understand how they make any money. How do is it volunteers running the thing? I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe they're collecting carbon credits from other companies and therefore making money from government. I don't really know. I just thought it was funny because they built Mega Maid, man.
Assholes.
Yeah, but on that note,
assholes.
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah. Don't bug me when I'm playing with my toys. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and big shout outs in the credits. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, see you later. Ooh, bye.
Bye. And a big shout out to our team in the background who, run and do everything for us and so on and whatnot. We got CF Beauty in the background helping us out. We got Shayna Caldwell, Crazy Cat, and PJ CNET. And best wishes to everybody in BME's family because he's off taking care of family stuff right now.
Yes, and thank you everybody who do like the donations, super chats, you become members and all that kind of stuff, and help pay the bar bill and all that kind of. Yes, we just have you on board. And don't forget to like the video or like it on the way out. I'm going to do that right now. And don't forget to share us out. Yeah, share us out. Share us out on social media so lots of people come over here and listen to the fun and join part of the family. And of course you're going to share us out. Do it however you can. Create a kink magazine called the Shills.
Don't do it naked in a car.
Get yourself in custard and spray the Shills on the side of every Rolls Royce you see. I don't care how you do it, but just do it.
The custard cocks will take over the world. Good night, fellow babies.
Stay chilly.